Hey everyone, and welcome to the Fear Review. I'm William.
And I'm Amy.
And today we're going to review Together. End of last episode, we said we were going to be reviewing Dangerous Animals, but I had forgotten that this was coming out, and we had planned on reviewing this one until we were looking at movies this week. So we are pivoting and going back to the original plan and watching and reviewing Together. So we will give you a synopsis of the movie. Then we will give you a spoiler-free review, then dig into the meat of the movie with a spoiler review, and then let you know what we're going to do next week. So I'll kick it off with a synopsis of the movie. So it starts off with Dave Franco's, and it stars Allison Brie and Dave Franco, and they're a couple that are moving out to the country. Allison Brie's character has got a teaching job. Dave Franco's character is a musician, and he's having some trouble. Some things have happened in his life, and it's causing a little bit of tension between them two. But they get out to the country, and if you've seen the previews, some weirdness happens. I don't want to give too much away, but it's them navigating that and trying to stay together through that. So I think we'll let Amy kick it off with
Strange things occur.
Yeah, strange things occur. And let you kick it off with your review.
My review. This one confounds me because it should not be a movie that I would recommend or that I would enjoy. But I did.
This was definitely one that I was like, I didn't think you were going to enjoy. It's not one that I would think you would.
Well, no, on the way there, we already had a plan. I had the car key in my purse, so because I said I don't know if I'll make it through this one, and just from the previews that we saw, and I was like, if I don't make it, I'll go shopping, or play a video game on my phone in the car, and you can finish it. But I strangely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
I say strangely enjoyed it because I just really didn't think I would.
Yeah, there's, and we'll get into it in the spoilers part of it, but there's a couple of things that I thought were going to be like a no-go when you were going to leave, but you kind of stuck it out.
I'm shocked that I didn't leave. Yeah, two scenes in particular. I'm really shocked that I stuck it out. But they just did such a good job, and I think it's because they're married in real life that I was just intrigued watching them play these roles together.
Yeah.
So I think I just wanted to see it all the way through, but I didn't expect to enjoy it. But it
adds a little something to it.
I liked it. I'd say go see it.
Yeah, me too. And it was what I was expecting, but not what I was expecting at the same time, which is weird. The trailers make it look very body horror. I was expecting something like Cronenberg or something like that, and there was more elements of it more than there were actual body horror.
I mean, for me there was still some body horror,
but it was just good, and it was we were kind of talking about how to describe it. It's kind of and this sounds like such a pretentious way to put it, but an elevated indie horror. Kind of a little bit. But
I think that's a good way to explain it.
And it has more horror to it than just body horror.
Jump scares for sure.
Yeah, which I wasn't expecting. And you had said well, it was kind of slow starting off, not much happened. And I was like, wait, no, well, this, and you're like, yeah, you're right. No.
I know. I think because there were jump scares, and parts that I expected to be bad, and then they weren't. So then that made me think it was a slow start until we started going over the things. I was like, oh, no, it starts off pretty much and then just keeps going.
Yeah, it's just, I think I get what you're saying though, because keep going, like the body horror part of it, it took a while to get to that. And that's what you're expecting the whole time, like from the trailers and stuff like that. But it's kind of different up front, but it's still horror. But
Yes.
yeah, it's, yeah.
I felt good because the lady next to me was sitting like this, and she had her body, like curled into her significant other. And I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Because I jumped a couple of times and was like, oh. But then when I saw her that way, I was like, okay, good.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people coming out of the theater, they were all talking. And it was funny because most of them were couples. And like one couple behind us said, ooh, I know how to pick them. And
Yeah.
in a good way. Not,
Yeah.
I know how to pick them.
I sure know how to pick them.
Yeah. And then the couple in front of us, I heard her saying, oh, that was a good one. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, and it's kind of hard to describe. And I think that's what you were kind of getting at, is like, it shouldn't have been one that you liked.
No.
And it's just different than you expect. And it's just really well done. Like both of them are really good, like in their respective roles. And probably what helps, like you said, is because they're a married couple. So there's probably like a comfort there, and they're playing
And
a
chemistry
couple and chemistry and stuff like that. So I think that really played into the movie and really helped.
But they also argue, in the movie, and it's not like it's just lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
And they do that really well.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
Of course, a married couple's going to
I was about to say, you think you should be able to.
They got that down.
That should be a walk in the park.
Yeah. So what would you rate it?
Definitely go see it in the theater. I think. I mean, I think it's worth the money to go to the theater to watch it. I think it's full price. Watch it in the theater. Not a buyer for me, because it's not one I could rewatch often.
Yeah. I agree. When we had first started talking about it, I was like, I wanted to say buyer just because it's that good. But it's just not one that I'm gonna like watch a bunch or anything like that. It's not one of those movies like Bring Her Back, where it's like it's that heavy, that's dark, where you're like, man, I'm not gonna, or like Hereditary, I'm not gonna watch that for a long time. But it's just not one that I need to like watch, very often, or like return view a lot or anything like that. So I'd say it's worth seeing it in the, like it's worth full price in the movie.
Yeah.
For me, so.
I think definitely go check it out. I don't think it's too scary for anybody.
It's creepy. It's more like...
It's creepy, but at the same time, it's kind of sweet of a movie, too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very bizarre horror movie.
Yeah, but it's, to mention, too, it's like it's tense, I think, the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
too.
no, I need a massage.
Yeah.
Like, my shoulders, I'm tense.
Because it starts off with like creepy horror, and you know stuff's coming, and you don't know when so you're kind of like on edge
the whole time,
like waiting for it.
Right. It's a good suspense kind of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we can get into the spoiler review.
Let's.
Yeah. So spoilers, if you want to go in fresh, don't want to hear anything, don't want anything ruined, skip this part. Stop. Spoilers ahead. Okay, here we go.
Huge spoiler. Very first, 5 minutes into the movie, dogs die.
Yeah, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, the last movie I did this to
I know,
her.
and I thought immediately, yeah, I gotta go. But it was real quick, and you don't see them die. It's more of a creepy...
It's like a quick glimpse. And a good thing, I think, too, is like they're not in the movie very long. It's like within the first, like,
I don't
not
even know their
5
names.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that helped.
I think it helped too.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, oh, this isn't...
But that's a warning for everybody. Like, if you can't handle that at all.
Yeah, if you
then,
don't like it with the animals, fast forward until they're at the party.
Yeah.
Because the animals don't even have anything to do with the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like foreshadowing, like at the very
right.
beginning. Yeah.
That happened. There's a hair scene.
Yeah, so I guess we can kind of talk about like what it is. So it, like we said, it's body horror. I guess maybe just because we're talking about the dogs, like that scene kind of reminds me like The Thing, like the scene with the dogs in The Thing. It's similar esque kind of thing. But basically, they move out to the country, and they find this kind of hole in the ground, like kind of little cavern or whatever, and Dave Franco drinks water down there because they get stuck.
Why? I mean, why he would drink water from this? They fall into a hole, and there's pews in the wall,
Yeah,
like not pews, like church pews.
church pews.
And they find out it's like a church that's sunk and is down there in the ground, but it's a huge like black hole with what looks like roots or something going into this hole that they're sitting next to in the hole. Then there's the hole in the hole in the hole, and he drinks water from it. Why? Just wait until you get out. You were like,
I mean, best case scenario, you get the runs. Worst case scenario, you die.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it.
No, who knows?
And that's what the dogs drink from this water. Yeah. So you already have an idea of what's going to happen.
But yeah, so he drinks the water, and that's when the strange things start kind of happening, and it's basically like bringing them together. And like kind of like forcing, like he has this need to be by her, like craving, and then like whenever they touch for a certain amount of time, like their bodies start like melding together. Mm-hmm. And I think what kind of really helps with it not being like body horror is it's not done in a gross way like a Cronenberg or like the Substance, with that Demi Moore movie. Not like that. It's like kind of like you just see their hands underneath each other's skin kind of moving. So it's not...
Yeah, it's more kind of makes your skin crawl a little, but not
in a gross way.
I didn't have to close my eyes. I mean, their legs stick together at one point where they're, you're going to get them apart and they're like stuck like you have glue.
Like Gorilla Glue or something. And it's like, yeah. Like
and it kind of pulls. And that like left sores. But it wasn't bad. But when she wakes up, they're in bed together. She wakes up and she's like, "You're on my hair. Like, get off my hair," which happens to me all the time with you, where I'm like, "Ow, get off my hair." And you're like, "Sorry," you're trying to get off of it.
Your hair's everywhere. It's down past the foot of your back. So
well, and her hair is about the same length. Yeah. It's really long. And she wakes up and he is swallowing her hair.
Yeah,
like it's in his... And he's like trying to swallow it, like he's out of it. And
yeah, they do it really well because it's dark and you can kind of just see her. And when she leans over and looks,
you can hear the noises.
You can hear like these like weird noises, and you just see kind of like his silhouette, like at first, and like just a little glimpse of kind of what's going on. So I think they do that really well. Where that's like the horror part of it without like that kind of body stuff. Because you don't know
it's him eating her hair at the time. You think there's something in the room.
Yeah, there's something in the house. Yeah. And then she flips on the light and it's like down, and I think it shows like in his throat and stuff. And so then starts like pulling it, and like he's like, and like
he like wakes up.
Yeah.
Because he's like in a trance.
Yeah, like I think his eyes are kind of like rolling in his head and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so that was the other side. Like Amy has a hair thing. Like she doesn't like hair.
like every episode is Amy has this, Amy has this, Amy has this. I have a lot of phobias or quirks.
Yeah, hair, spiders,
water. Bathtubs.
That's probably
noises.
Yeah.
People eating.
Eating hair.
Hair. I don't want my hair anywhere on me. Like, no.
Yeah. So that was the other. So first the dogs, and then the hair part, and I was like, man, is she about to leave? But
I'm surprised I didn't then either. But it's like when it happens, he's so distraught and doesn't know, and he's like trying to catch his breath that you feel bad for him. So it's.
And she gets kind of like freaked out and mad, and like you want them to be together.
Yeah. So it's. I don't know. I needed to stick around to make sure he was going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Like, because I should have bailed. I should have been like, I'm out.
You kind of like felt you wanted to see them make it. You wanted them to.
Yeah, I wanted to see what happened.
But like, so she ends up drinking the water too.
Yes.
And then things just get worse. Now they're both like
Craving the other
craving the other ones. Like they can fight it, but it's like I think they explain when they go to sleep. That's when it gets like their brain turns off and their bodies just
kind of go into automatic.
But there's a scene. This is before she does, and this is one of the kind of like cringe things. And it's like you don't really see much, but you just know. There's a sex scene. Like he goes and finds her at her school where she's working, and they like run to the bathroom and like have sex, and they go to separate, and they can't because they've stuck together. And it's like,
it made me think of like a dog if they get scared.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard that's what happens.
Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of like, I don't want to say Hitchcockian in a way where it's like you don't see it, but you just know. And like,
that's got to be an awful place.
And
to be glued together.
And then they're trying to, and so she, like, I think they're hearing kids come into the like bathroom, or they know like they have to be like, they have to get out of there quick, and so they have to separate, and so they're like,
well, it makes you think of their legs, and they kind of had to rip their legs apart, and it left little marks and you don't know. That's the thing, when it's happening, you don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
Is something going to be left behind? Is something going to fall out or fall off?
Yeah, be pulled off. Or,
I mean,
yeah,
so again, that's the part that you're tense about, because you're like, what am I about to see? Yeah. Like right now, it's very covered. You don't see anything, which I appreciated that. Like there's a scene where he's in the shower, and I was like, oh, here it comes. I'm gonna see, but nope. They positioned like him so perfectly that you never saw any bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I thought I appreciated that, and I liked how they filmed that.
I think there was a whisper of bum.
Yeah, just a whisper. But nothing of the front, thank goodness. Yeah. But in this one, you were expecting that you're going to, see some carnage but you don't. Like, a little, but not.
But nothing, like, too bad.
But it's so, just the whole movie, that's the way you are. You're just tense. I mean, I was like this the whole time. And then I was like, no, okay, I'm good. Oh, do I need to, oh, no, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I was like constantly,
It's like we were talking about, they kind of like build, and release. And like, not really until like the end. And even the end, like, wasn't bad. Like,
yeah, they didn't film it.
Like the big, climax.
And there's some humor in it. Like they add a little,
not a whole lot, but just enough
baby bits. Like when they're going to take diazepam to try to relax their muscles and kind of get their brains and everything to where they would stop melding together, because it's a muscle relaxer, was what the doctor had said. He's like, snort it, it'll go faster. And it's just the panic that they're doing this in.
Like they're like eating and like,
and then they're trying to. She's like, "How
many?
many do I take?" And he's like, "Just take them." There's a little bit of humor in that.
Yeah, just kind of lighten it a little bit,
baby. But they're panicking, which I mean, I would be too, because their arms started to connect together.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's like it's not in this weird, gross way. It's like they just kind of get underneath each other's skin, but it's not like they're going up underneath like a gash or like it's not bloody.
It's not
or
bloody,
anything like that.
I mean, but it's creepy.
It's
because
creepy
you
more than
see
gross. Yeah,
the fingers going through under the skin, but it's almost like it's undercovers.
Kind of,
and you're like, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah,
because it's under the covers.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it feels.
Yeah. To kind of touch on like the non-body kind of stuff, like I was talking about, like what I really appreciate at the beginning before it kind of gets into that stuff was they have, so he's having issues like his parents, both of them died. It doesn't really say about the mom. I think the assumption is, but anyway, like he's having nightmares and he's been having like issues and stuff like that. And so they play into that where he'll have nightmares and stuff that they do really well. Like there's one scene where they fall asleep in bed and you don't know that he's fallen asleep yet. He's kind of sitting there, and then Alice and Brie was like, "Can you have them stop looking at us? I can't sleep." And then he kind of looks across the room, and it's like a mirror of the bed, but it's his like dead parents, and the mom, the way they have her, she's like
Well,
crazy.
'cause she's
and,
like sitting up
like
and
smiling, and like her eyes are kind of like shiny.
her hair
and,
looks like mine when we go camping.
yeah, yeah, and they kind of what I thought was kind of like the Grudge, where he goes to like pull up the covers to like block her, and then she's like comes up through the yeah, like so they do kind of like cool stuff like that. That I remember sitting there thinking, I was like, this is like a proper horror movie, like
Or-
not just like body horror. Like this is they're going all in.
Yeah, and when he's sitting there at the computer and he's got the sliding doors closed, but they're that frosted glass.
Yeah.
Frosted glass was in the last movie. Frosted glass, so you can't see the other side, but except for just a shadow, and you just hear a donk while he's at the computer, and then he
Yeah.
turns around and you can see her shadow, and she's like following the direction that he goes.
This is right after she drank the water, so
And so it's just creepy. And then like she hits the door and makes a loud noise again. And then he gets on his tiptoes and she just like is floating.
yeah, and like going like
Ooh,
against
like
the wall.
vibrating. All that is
Yeah.
just straight up like horror.
Yeah. Even the ending where it kind of goes to the climax, you know what's going to happen, like together, like they kind of like meld together and stuff like that. It was done really well. Like it wasn't gross, it wasn't bloody, but like you knew, no, you know what's happening because you're watching it. But it was really well done. Like it
was.
yeah, and in a way that it doesn't take away from the story, or it doesn't overpower the story, where it just becomes, oh, it's just a body horror movie, and that was the point of it, right? Was just to see the bloody, gory like body parts. It kind of goes along with it.
This one actually had like a story and like a point.
Yeah, and I feel like, okay, I'm gonna I always mess the allegory or metaphor. I believe it was an allegory for their like relationship, because there's a couple of times, like one time they, at the very beginning when they were talking, when they first moved in, no, it was right before they moved out of the country. They kind of had a little bit of an argument, and she said, if this isn't what you want, if we split now, it'll be easier than it will be later.
Yeah.
And then like later on in the movie, after they're kind of stuck together, like they're going to have to like separate themselves. She says the same thing. Like, we have to separate ourselves now. It'll be easier than it will be later. And so I feel like all of this that's been going on is really just telling the story of their relationship, and all that body horror stuff is just a representation of what they're going through, especially at the end when they kind of like meld together and stuff like that. Then it's like they actually are like together now. Like they've moved past all of the issues that they had. That's kind of the way I started like thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, and I took it as though they're like, we belong together.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, I was better off without you, or, I resent you, or it was, I love you, you love me. I want to be with you forever.
Yeah. I thought you were going to start singing the Barney song there for a second. But
No. Smarty. Barney song.
I guess final thoughts.
Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. Better than I was expecting it to be.
I thought I was going to leave.
Yeah.
So it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's a go watch it in the movie.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the price of like full price admission. I guess we talk about what we're going to do next week.
You haven't told me. I thought I was watching Dangerous Animals about a serial killer shark.
I like to keep you on your toes. That's the thing. I don't tell you until we're about to go watch it. No, Weapons comes out next week.
That is the one with the creepy kids.
Yes.
And they run away.
Yes. Which looks good.
It does.
I'm hesitant because Barbarian got me. Like, it's by the guy that did Barbarian. That looked really good.
I did not
And
like
neither
that.
of us were a fan of Barbarian. That's like a divisive movie. People love it.
I did not like that movie.
No. But this one looks different enough, I feel like.
It looks creepy.
Yeah.
Normally anything with children is creepy to me.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll be watching that. Or watching it and reviewing Weapons.
Okay. I can
next
do
week.
that.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Tune in next episode and we'll review Weapons.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.